In this episode, I'll hold the letter from BMW, I'll open the bonnet, and dispute with Muffin Maniac. Welcome back guys to this episode where I'll do another regular service, but with just different specification of engine oil, talk about few more issues with this 7 Series, what including vehicle safety recall letter what I received from BMW, and also I will answer on some comments what you've been asking the most. So let's talk about why I decided go for a different specification of engine oil. Well, I'm driving this 7 Series mostly on short distances. Go to work, for shopping, some small traveling. So sometimes engine cannot warm up to operating temperature. And that isn't very good for an engine. The carbon is building up in the engine, especially DPF can clog up easily with carbon. So last time I used engine oil with specification BMW Longlife-12, which is specially made for BMW diesel engines. But now I'm going for a Longlife-12 FE, which is recommended mostly for BMW diesel engines and some petrol engines as well. So difference between those two specifications of engine oil is thickness. Older Longlife-12 is thicker than new Longlife-12 FE. Also this Longlife-12 FE is lowering the friction, therefore it's reducing the fuel consumption, but not by that much, only what BMW says it's 1.5%. So that's not too much. Lowering CO2 emissions, excellent cold start behavior, protecting engine against corrosion and deposits. So that means it's keeping the engine clean. And main thing, it's reducing ash-forming substances to protect the diesel particulate filter. But it can be only used on diesel engine with only one turbocharger. BMW is not saying why it cannot be used on diesel engines with only one turbocharger. But I assume that this thinner oil cannot cool down all these turbocharger bearings. But for diesel engine with one turbocharger, it should be fine. At least BMW is saying that. And anyway, I'm not driving this 7 Series to the limits. So it should be perfectly fine. And the main thing why I decided for this specification of engine oil is because I'm mostly driving on short distances, like I said earlier. But I would rather change this engine oil every 5,000 miles, just to be sure. Not like I did it this time, because right now this car's got 44,000 miles. And last time when I changed engine oil, it was at 33,000 miles and 800 miles. So I did almost 11,000 miles on this engine oil. I didn't want to do that, but I had an unexpected trip to Europe. Actually, it wasn't that unexpected. Me and my other half, we wanted to go on a holiday, but our flight was cancelled, so we decided to go there with a car. So on the trip I did almost 3,000 miles. So that's why I went over the service interval. And while I was driving on the trip, I noticed that I had a small vibration. Exactly those vibrations were coming from steering wheel due unbalanced wheels. So when I reached my destination, I went to workshop to rebalance the wheels. And then vibrations from wheels stopped. That was actually my second issue. The first issue I noticed even before my trip. And it was vibration while I was braking. So that's taking us to some of the comments what you've been asking, why I replaced the brake disc when they were still looking very good. And it's the same issue like this time, because I have vibration while braking. So this time I'm not gonna replace them, but I will go to some workshop where they got a brake lathe. So they're gonna put them on the machine and they're gonna machine them until they will be straight. And now let's talk about this vehicle safety recall what I got from BMW. So dear Mr. blah blah blah, the main part. We have made the decision to recall your car and update the software to support early detection of a problem with the EGR cooler. So I called them regarding this letter, and I already told them that I noticed that the cooling is slowly missing. So the guy from BMW told me that they're gonna investigate it if there is something wrong with this. And of course it's free of charge. Also MOT on this 7 Series is due by end of this month. So they're gonna do it as well. And also I mentioned that problem what I already told you guys, those bubbling on paintwork, so they're gonna look on it. Also, I asked them for a replacement car because I don't know if they can done this car in 1 day or 2, but they don't have any replacement car at the moment. So I think I'm gonna use my money pit. For those who doesn't know what car it is, you can check my Instagram. And now to a few of your comments. You mostly ask why I decided to change control arms so soon. And it's mainly because run flat tires, or better called reinforced tires, what contains additional beading on sidewalls of the tire. It's making tire strong, therefore when the run flat tire hit a pothole, force from that impact is bigger. The force is then transferred to other components of the car like wheels, ball joints, control arms, bushings, and the most expensive things, air struts and shock absorbers. So that's why I went for normal, regular tires, to extend lifespan of suspension components and much comfort ride. So that's about it. And now, buddy, are you ready to do a regular service on my 7 Series? You get a bunch of blueberry muffins, of course. So, when we look into dealer manual for specification BMW Longlife-12 FE, we'll see that engine with this code, which is used in my 7 Series, is approved for that specification. And here is the list of approved brands for engine oils by BMW. I'm going to use this Liqui Moly TopTech 6100 0W30 and the rest of the list if anybody is interested. So here is the previously mentioned engine oil and all filters needed for regular service. First step, pop the bonnet. Remove engine cover. Open oil filler cap. Remove oil filter element. Microfiber cloth to prevent dust contamination. New oil filter with O-rings and new washer. So now I'm gonna remove the old ring. Here's the new one. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on it. Now I push oil filter to oil filter cover. And now back to the engine. And now tightening the oil filter cap with torque wrench. Few of you guys mentioned in comments that engine oil cannot completely drain out when front of the car is on the ramps. So I'll do a little experiment. I'll raise up front of the 7 Series with jacks, drain the engine, then I'll drop the 7 Series and we'll see how much extra oil will drain out. Remove cover and drain plug. And now let's drop it. We see that the 7 Series is in horizontal position. And if we look closely, we'll see dripping tiny amount of oil, but nothing horrible. So make your self-conclusion. But I'm alright with changing of engine oil on ramps. Drain plug with new washer. Cover it and drop the 7 series. Time for new engine oil. And that's 6.5 liters. Next step, air filter. New air filter. And old disgusting filter. Fuel filter. New fuel filter. Last time I didn't use diagnostic tool ISTA to bleed out air from fuel system, but this time I'm going to make it right. So let's connect the battery support unit, ICOM interface, activate the diagnostic mode, turn on ISTA and start fuel system bleeding procedure. And it's done. And lastly, cabin filter. Remove footwell trim. Filter cover and water drain hose. Pretty disgusting. New set of cabin filters. Connect water drain hose and cover it everything. Also, it will be nice wash the 7 series. Beautiful. So, nicely done. And here is your reward. Give me that. Hey, you said bunch of them, and there is only one blueberry muffin. Yeah, life is full of disappointment. What can you do? I know what I'll do. I think I'll take this key and go around this nice shiny car with it. What do you think? Oh, come on, you don't want to do that. You know what? I'll go right now and I'll buy you some blueberry muffins, alright? Yeah? Okay, but quick. My sugar deficit is very low and it's making me very angry. Okay. So that's all for this episode, and if you want to know how will I end up with all this situation, I mean that situation with MOT and EGR cooler and paintwork issue, not this maniac at the back. Who's maniac, huh? No, nobody. So just stay tuned. See you in next video.